Americans are hungry for affordable pickups, and GM is about to deliver the perfect dish. Compact, affordable, yet capable, and with the iconic nameplate, it's time to end the Maverick's dominance in the segment because the El Camino is back. This time with a slightly different design approach than its glorious predecessor, even more impressive. GM CEO releases a new $18,000 pickup and wows everyone. Let's have a look. El Camino is coming back. For years, we've been hearing rumors about this comeback. The iconic coupe ute was expected to shake up the modern car market, a market often considered to be too boring, with a body style and ride that marked the golden era of the American automotive industry. On the other hand, Chevy has been criticized for its policy, in the way that it's been quite slow with updates and upgrades on the full-size Silverado 1500, while the relatively recent Colorado redesign hasn't brought as many updates as expected. Above anything else, GM has been criticized for being way too slow in entering the compact pickup segment, with a Ford Maverick enjoying the current situation with high demand and almost no competition. Well, this will change soon. The El Camino is coming back, and it's nothing like the original. Instead, it's designed to compete with the Maverick and other compact unibody pickups with a focus on affordability, maneuverability, simplicity, and efficiency. But there's more. The new El Camino will outshine rivals in many ways, so let's start with the most obvious one: exterior design. Exterior. With the iconic nameplate revived, most of us would expect to see the good old coupe ute design, but these are still different times. Such a body style doesn't seem particularly appealing these days. Instead, customers are predominantly looking for something more functional, more practical, and more versatile. So the new El Camino is about to bring more conventional pickup proportions. We're about to see a unibody pickup, compact in size, with decent ground clearance and all other things that typically come with it. And of course, the styling will be great. The front-end design should be based on the brand's latest design language. Silverado, Colorado, Tahoe, these faces will serve as an inspiration for the new El Camino, which will look rugged and sleek at the same time. And once again, it'll be versatile. By versatile, you can think of many things, but what goes through our minds right now is the variety of body configurations on offer. If you check what's available on the market right now, you can easily notice the trend of simplifying the lineup. Both the Maverick and Santa Cruz come exclusively in crew cab layouts with not particularly long beds. Things aren't much better in the midsize truck market either, where only the Tacoma and Frontier offer some dose of flexibility. With the new El Camino, things will be rather different. Unlike the competition and unlike the original coupe ute, which features a fairly long bed thanks to its single cab design, the new El Camino will be offered in various configurations. Of course, the comfort-oriented crew cab model is a safe bet, but we're also expecting the extended cab version, as well as a single cab model, both with notably longer cargo beds than the competition. Unibody at its best. One of the key design characteristics of the new El Camino will be its platform. This won't be a classic pickup with a traditional body-on-frame structure, and we know what you're thinking right now. Modern muscle cars don't feature such rugged design either. A lot of things have changed since the El Camino was on sale last time, but the differences are way more substantial in the way that the new model will be much more of an economy car. Back in the day, the El Camino was pretty much a sports or muscle car in the body of a pickup, or coupe ute if you prefer. The vast majority of the parts were shared with Chevy's most prominent muscle cars at the time, with rear-wheel drive platforms and some pretty impressive V8 engines. This time things are different, and the idea is to offer something affordable, something efficient. Therefore, the first thing that comes to mind is, besides compact dimensions, a mainstream platform. The GM Alpha architecture sounds great, but once again, the new El Camino is mostly about affordability. Therefore, the VSS platform seems like a safe bet, particularly the F version, one that already underpins a plethora of small crossovers and other cars. Moreover, the very same platform is already used for one pickup, the Chevy Montana, which GM sells in Mexico and South America. That model would certainly be one of the El Camino's closest relatives, though the model for the North American market will probably feature bigger dimensions and a bit of a more upscale design in terms of technical solutions. Anyway, some basic principles of the El Camino's design are certain, and they're nothing like the original. First of all, this one will feature front-wheel drive as well as a transversely mounted engine. Second, offering something affordable also means a pretty simple chassis and suspension setup, like a combo of McPherson strut at the front and torsion beam on the rear end, while additional cost-cutting could also be achieved through the installation of rear drum brakes and similar things. As we already talked about the Montana, let's also mention that it's available only with a front-wheel drive setup. The El Camino will certainly come in the same way, but all-wheel drive should be offered as an option. Powertrain. The new El Camino definitely won't feature 8 cylinders or any other kind of muscle engine. No, the new model will be all about affordability and efficiency, so small displacement engines are what we expect to see. Considering the VSSF platform, there's a solid range of small displacement engines that could find their place under the El Camino's hood. First and foremost, we can talk about the duo of turbocharged 3-cylinder engines, the 1.2 and 1.3-liter units with 138 and 156 horsepower. Clearly, that's not enough to keep up with rivals like the Maverick and Santa Cruz in terms of performance, but on the other hand, it's a great way to achieve unparalleled affordability. But to keep up with direct rivals that put nearly 200 horsepower in their base variants and much more in range-topping models, it's clear that it'll need something more powerful under the hood, at least offered as an option. One of the engines that come to mind is a 1.5-liter turbo inline-4 with around 180 horsepower, which certainly seems capable of providing a level of performance comparable to rivals, if not even more than that, considering that it's turbocharged, while the base Santa Cruz, for example, uses a naturally aspirated engine. But the Maverick, on the other hand, comes with a hybrid powertrain, so we presume that, to be competitive, the El Camino would have something even more efficient on offer as well. So we might see some sort of electrification. So far, Chevy hasn't focused too much on these powertrains in America, but on the other hand, its partnership with SAIC in China has been quite extensive. So we have models like the Chevy Equinox plug-in hybrid with 179 horsepower that could also be a great alternative to the Maverick hybrid. Not much in terms of power, but on the other hand, its massive 24.4 kilowatt-hour battery would provide excellent electric-only range. In the case of the Chinese market Equinox, that's 96 miles, and we presume things wouldn't be significantly worse than this pickup. In any case, we're talking about groundbreaking autonomy for a hybrid pickup. Interior. Of course, an important aspect of the El Camino's design will be its interior, and since we're talking about a model that'll attract customers with affordable prices, it's clear that the cabin won't be particularly luxurious. Just like in the case of the Maverick, the focus will be on simplicity and the use of hard-touch but durable materials. Still, that doesn't mean that you should expect an obvious lack of modern features, whether it's about safety or convenience. Moreover, we also count on a decently sized infotainment screen, smartphone integration, and other typical connectivity features that come these days. But what's probably even more important to talk about is the offer of different cab configurations. We already mentioned that the competition comes exclusively in crew cab variants, with relatively short cargo beds. The Maverick, for example, comes with a 4.5-foot bed, while the Santa Cruz is even shorter. The El Camino, of course, will also come in such a variant, but besides these family hauler versions, we also expect to see it in more work-oriented versions. Single and extended cab variants are coming too, with longer cargo beds and therefore a design that seems way more attractive to farmers, contractors, fleets, and similar clientele. Release date and price. With everything we've said about the revived El Camino, it's pretty clear that there's a whole army of interested buyers, because the latest reports suggest that it'll be very affordable, significantly cheaper than the competition. With a base 3-cylinder engine and a pretty basic overall setup, the price could already start at $18,000, which would make it the most affordable new car on the US market. Clearly, we're all eager to see it, but we'll have to be patient because the launch date is still relatively far from us, considering that the new El Camino certainly won't debut before next year. Thanks for watching and see you next time.